Were the hunters justified at Terminus? Should they have went hungry, or should they have tucked into a few more members of Rick's group with a wee napkin and a knife and fork? Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. It is The Walking Dead Season 5. I think the most people that will vote on this, regardless if you're a big fan of The Walking Dead or you actually like the Terminus characters or the hunters, I think cannibalism is a line most people won't cross.
I think if you're willing to go with cannibalism, you're probably giving up on the knife and forks and fucking napkins. That's probably the least of your worries. So
Fine dining?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably eating it by hand, aren't you?
That is the zombie apocalypse. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they were sitting around a table. I can't remember if there was any napkins, but there was 125 votes, not napkins. 11% said the hunters were justified. 11%? What? About 13 people have voted here that the hunters were justified.
We'll talk a little bit more about that after we get to the end of the results, but I'm not saying I agree with those people, but I do have a question that I want to point out, or I want to ask, or I just want to find out your opinion, or just, you know, look at it from a different light. But anyway, in second place, 33% of people said not a chance, with Rick Grimes lining up the AR-15 or whatever that is.
AK-47.
AK-47.
The most iconic gun of all time, and you've just went and butchered it.
Well, there you go. You know, we all get it wrong. 33% think not a chance, and I'm assuming they think they deserve to be gunned down by Rick Grimes. And then 56% of people, the majority, believed no, they weren't justified, but the backstory made you understand. Now, I would have liked more of a backstory. We literally got two little scenes, one at the beginning and one at the end of the episode. I think No Sanctuary probably could have lasted longer. I think this arc could have lasted longer. I think we could have seen more flashbacks, even maybe in episode 2 and episode 3 when the hunters were still around.
Yep.
I think that would have been good to maybe flesh out their characters a wee bit more, but unfortunately we didn't get that, and even though they tried to make us understand, the backstory didn't really do a lot for me. But let's go back to the 11% of people that said yes. I mean, if people have been, like, killing you and raping you, and, like, you're legitimately hungry, and you're eating meat anyway for animals, is it really that much worse than eating a human? If you are starving, it's not like you're purposely necessarily eating humans out of choice. It's not like we're living in a normal world where you could go to the supermarket and buy some beef, but you're going next door to kill your neighbor and eat them instead. Like, maybe it's just easier to catch people and eat people and lure them to No Sanctuary than it is to go out and hunt animals and eat animals.
Well, of course it is easier to catch people, because you can't eat walkers, there's a lot more of them, and animals are harder to catch, but again, you could just eat canned food and other.
Plus, the wildlife population looks like it's dying in The Walking Dead.
No, but my problem with this is, like, if they ate the people that were killing them and raped them, that's one thing. I mean, you could say that's justified, even though eating people's weird. You think just killing them would be justified, right?
Were they, though? Because we did see the one of the guys who was kept in one of the containers, and you're led to believe this happened a long time ago. I doubt this is recent, where they just turned bad.
Yeah, I would say it's at least a couple of months. Maybe to a year. I mean, obviously, it's only the end of season 4, start season 5.
How long are we into the zombie apocalypse?
At this point, I mean, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, maybe.
So were they keeping that guy alive? Maybe they
He
weren't.
looked like a member of the Wolves, him though. I wouldn't.
Yeah, did they ever have any intentions of killing him? Or maybe did they want him to witness everything? Or were they just taking a while to get through his people?
It could have been that. But I mean, you look at, like, the back storage rooms, it was like, you know, child's toys, and it's like, what the fuck, eating kids? And I'm not saying eating, like, adults is alright, but it's like, it's not like they're eating just bad people, they're eating everyone. And then, like, Gareth's like, oh, well, you know, Bob, I thought you'd taste bad, but you were alright, and the females have, like, a extra layer of fat for childbirth, and they taste a wee bit nicer. Fucking wit. Justified. Have a word with yourself, 11%, that's fucking rank.
11% of people need to.
No, but see if you went, but kids have 2 extra layers of fat. Fucking take a seat, Gareth.
So are you saying that 11% of people need to meet Rick's little red machete?
I would say so.
Damn. Alright, let's look at the comments. Let's see what we've got.
Let's look at the comments. So, we've got 2 comments. Darren Webster, the darts player, has said it's sick, man.
It is. I mean, it is pretty sick, but, like, I'm pretty sure we've seen films where people aren't cannibals and they've had to resort to eating a person. Was that not the case in Vertical Limit?
I haven't watched that.
Pretty sure it's about these people that go, like, mountain climbing in the snow and end up one of them dies. And
I think that's justified. I think if you've got literally nothing else to eat and you're trapped on, like, a mountain freezing to death, I'm not going to hold that against you. I believe It happened in World War Two. They were flying over the Andes and a plane crashed and they ate like the two guys that died and they survived.
So you're not saying it's unforgivable, you're saying it depends on the circumstances?
Yeah, like they're eating innocent people when they don't need to.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Like, here, I think if you're a family member that was in the army and his plane went down and they ate him after he died in order to survive, can you really hold... I mean, I'm not saying you're going to be buzzing about it, but can you really hold them a grudge to it? I don't think you can, but here, I think eating people is sick, but...
Well, fucking Rick, literally 30 minutes.
It's all about the perception of things, right? You hear that Tesco thing about the horses and you're like, oh, that's rank. But see if we grew up in a world where when people died, they were stored and you ate them, you wouldn't think any different. It's just the way the world is.
Plus, Rick literally took a chomp at Joe's fucking throat not that long ago.
How does it taste, Rick? That was good. Was that good?
I think I was alluding to what was going to happen. It could have been.
Otto W says, you do understand where they're coming from, but no way am I ever going to justify cannibalism. Question mark. He's a part of the not a chance.
So you think that they should go out and find animals first, then if there is no animals and no canned food, then that's when you're entitled to eat people, I guess. That's what we're saying here.
Is that what we're saying here? Even then, though, it's a bit of a drastic.
So never, just starve. Is that what we're going for here?
No, but I think the difference is if you're on a mountaintop, right, and you've literally got nowhere to go, you need to be rescued. You can't go anywhere. If you're at Terminus, right, you're in like an open world. You're not just stuck to the one building. You know, it's like could you imagine though if like Rick and the gang, like that time skip between 2 and 3 when you see them, they're like, fuck it, we're just gonna capture someone and eat them. You're like, what? What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't think they'd be the protagonists any longer.
They wouldn't have been. But anyway, guys, put down your knife and fork. The plate is empty. Till next time. Peace.